I'm not big on accessories. Here we are. It's Friday night. Once again, I'm incredibly uninspired. But I do have a room with a view, as well as my room with a view. Actually, in the background, we've got a big group of other campers, so it's not actually all that quiet here, but predominantly Land Rovers. Everybody very friendly as soon as you rock on in. So I can't remember where I heard it, but sort of a bit of a rule: if the vibe's off, don't stay there. I like my solitude, I don't want to people, and just continue getting busier and busier. It's just on sunset now, so I'm not actually sure where I'm going to end up or what I'm going to do. So I thought I might be able to improve my mood with some retail therapy. Wasn't actually the plan, I'm looking for specific things, but apparently I should have brought them when I saw them last time. Because neither of them are there. The plan now is actually what I'd considered to begin with anyway, which is a spot of stealth camping. So we'll see how that goes. Yeah, no thanks. I'm not big on accessories. So I'm in for the night. I'm parked on the side of quite a busy road, so we'll see how this goes. Morning. So, not actually a bad sleep, considering just how busy the area actually is. So there we go. That was camp for the night. So the thing with last night's original camp spot, it probably wasn't so much the vibe of the camp spot that was off, it was my vibe that was off, and I was not feeling very social at all. Wasn't 100% sold on staying there before I went there, because I've stayed there before and I like to go and try new places, but that's just close to where I'm going. So here we go. It's just one of my last long runs before about 6 weeks. I've got a half marathon, so that's actually coming out as a 3-part series. Running Down a Dream, so the first 2 are out at the moment. No, they're not. They'll be out by the time this comes out, after this. But this should be about 20k, 22k today through the Manawatu Gorge. It's not quite going to plan. It seems to be the theme of this trip. It's not a loop trail, so it's 11k each way. About 3.5k now, which is going to make about 7k at the point that I've just turned around, which really not feeling it. In the last month I've only run 5k, which is on Monday, and that was sort of getting me back into the groove after being a little unwell for a couple of weeks. I overdid it after Bowen like a muppet, did everything that I weren't supposed to do. It left me down for the count for a couple of weeks, but lessons learned. So I'm actually just going to make my way back. I've at least progressed some Ks and I've given it a go. So it's not often you can run up the middle of a state highway, but for those unfamiliar with New Zealand or the Manawatu Gorge, it had a major slip a few years ago, which was deemed unfixable, and so that's why we had new bridge and otherwise massive undertaking. So what I feel I've learned is the most important things about that run is I'm not out to prove anything. Not that I'm ever out to prove anything, but I know I can run the distance. If I have an injury now, be it overtraining or an injury from doing something dumb when I'm tired, that could ruin my half marathon. And the reason I'm doing the half marathon is to tick a box. So it's time for some breakfast with my coffee. By the time this comes out, there should also be a a coffee video out. I'm going to have to remove this in a moment to reheat my water. But the downside of not having fire or a big cooker. But 12 months on, I still haven't invested in a cooker because I've come to enjoy fire cooking too much. While I wait for my coffee to cool, some breakfast. So a problem with that coffee that I've just made for me is that I left my normal cup at home, took it out when I did the dishes, broke one and washed the other, and so I've only got my emergency stainless cup and it keeps it hot forever. But that's some damn good cowboy coffee, if I do say so myself. I would actually go so far as saying it is not far off the Clever Dripper or AeroPress. Time to get on the move. Bacon and eggs were good, but what I'd read about wasps in the area was exactly what I encountered at the car park. Well, I'm making my way to try and find somebody to camp for the night. I thought on the way I'd stop down here at Elmerdale and do the little short bushwalk that I didn't do last time I were here. It's not bad, and there's quite a significant tree in the middle. I can't quite remember what species it is. But, see, it's absolutely flooded where I camped last time. The river's still pretty churned up, but also caused some issue to the bridge, so that's the end of that. So I'll keep an eye on that in future trips because quite a cool little short walk. I have no idea what to expect when I get down to Ludden's Ford, given what I saw at Elmerdale with how much the floods have affected this area. Well, in stark contrast to yesterday, there's absolutely nobody here at London's Ford, which is the only time I've ever been here and it's been quiet. After having a look at that, I feel like I made the right call a couple of weeks ago when I went to Wellington instead of coming to this general area after the weather that we've had. Definitely had a lot of water through here. Can't believe it's just gone 6:15. Haven't seen a single soul in the whole time that I've been here. Just the usual, pick up a few little bits and pieces of rubbish that I spotted on my walk around. Doesn't matter how many times we try, cans don't burn. All the usual little things that you don't really want laying around your campsite and ending up in the waterway when it floods. Also did a reasonably recent upgrade, another bit of gear, of the bin bag. Can't mount it on my spare tyre because my spare tyre fouls on my tow bar, but it still works really well at camp. It means that I've got a bit more rubbish capacity, something that I ran out of when I headed to the Central Plateau back in September, which I'll try and put a link in the bio to that if you haven't seen it. Can't remember what sort of steak it is, but it's going to go on the fire very shortly. Salad, some steak, an egg. Dinner is done. Well, that was a pretty chilled, non-eventful day, which is nice, and I'm going to call it a night. So it's a little bit of rain overnight. Ground's very dry. It's not cold, so it's actually a reasonable sort of a day. Plan from here is enjoy my coffee, finish packing up, and then slowly head home, back into work tomorrow. But this is so peaceful, I could just sit here all morning. Funny, just stopped at the uppity lookout because out in the valley there's always interesting weather systems brewing. I think I've just gotten out in time actually. But it seems like every time I stop here it starts to pour with rain.